ain't nothing better than this. Yeah, ain't nothing better than this.
What up, y'all?
Welcome to Manjelah. Why? Every time.
Because it sounds so funny.
No.
Oh, my Lord. Hey, man, we have so many questions that you guys keep sending in that are getting to know us more, which is kind of the whole purpose of this Manjelah stuff, is to get to know us, I would imagine, and to answer some questions that you guys may have in the most honest fashion that we can. And sometimes they're deep questions. Sometimes they're just rando, like this first one. What shows are you binging? I went back to Vampire Diaries.
Just kidding.
I went back to Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why I went back to it.
Well, you like to go back to old shows. So you went back and did a Dawson's Creek.
I did Dawson's Creek again. I did Gilmore Girls. I loved Vampire Diaries. I can't wait to go back to Dexter because they have
you've done Dexter before.
A new one coming out. But last time I did Dexter was like when I was on tour.
Yeah, we together have gone back to 24.
Oh yeah, we're my wife never saw 24 before I did. I saw it again early touring, like 2008, 2009, and she's never seen it. So I'm so stoked to go through 24 with her.
Yeah, so we're watching. I actually, funny enough, I watched the spin-off or the remake of 24
before you saw 24.
Before I saw the real 24, I saw the spin-off of it.
Not the same,
but it was still good, like, because I like those kind of shows, and I'm really surprised I didn't get into 24 because I really like it. So 24, I watched Bridgerton.
Bridgerton was good.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I watched Bridgerton.
I almost lost my way halfway through.
You did The Crown, right?
Crown's great.
I didn't do The Crown.
I wonder if we're done with it. I gotta ask, because that was me and Penstable were watching it.
Yeah, you guys did The Crown. I did not get into The Crown.
It's slow.
I think
but it's good.
I would have gotten into it, but I already missed a couple episodes, and I don't like falling behind. Like I didn't like that, so I'm like, nah, I didn't want to watch it. Rude.
That's your brother.
We're on set, babe.
That's your brother calling me.
Quiet on set.
Yeah. So, but we don't really watch shows together because her vibe of show is different than mine. So whenever we find one, I try hard to get her to watch it with me. I
watch Law & Order SVU, OVS. I'm now watching Law & Order, the Stabler spinoff. It's Organized Crime. Law & Order Organized Crime.
I don't watch any of these.
I told Manny, I was like, babe, you want to watch this one? Because it's like about mobs and stuff, and you like that.
I love mobs. Is that what it's about?
Organized crime? Hello?
Oh my gosh, we need to watch that one. I love anything about the mafia.
I told you that, and I was like, you want to watch this one? And then you laughed. You're like, I don't want that.
Oh, that's not even how I laugh.
Yeah, it's very almost verbatim.
I will give it a chance.
It was verbatim what you said.
That's not how I laugh. We'll try that one. And she don't like any of my teeny bop shows, so
Manny watches all of we already said Gilmore Girls. Like, he watched it multiple times.
It's very funny, well written.
Cheerleading stuff, Hallmark stuff.
Yeah.
He likes all okay, so last night we were watching a movie and he was like, you want to watch romantic comedy? Like, that's his jam. And he's going through all these different romantic comedies, like calling them out. Like, we could watch this one, that one.
It was Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale. And then I'm like, or what if we watch like an action movie? And then we ended up watching Law Abiding Citizen, which was so good.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, so I like crime stuff. And the one last night we saw with the CIA like fighting and shooting the bad guys.
That was a good one.
I like that. And Manny wants like emotions.
But I like action too. It's just that my go sometimes, like I was watching yesterday. I wanted to watch Waiting to Exhale, but I also watched Pretty Woman.
I do love Pretty Woman.
That was good. But you didn't join me.
I wasn't here for it. I was at my appointment. Because I got my vaccine. Well, my first shot. I got my first shot of my vaccine.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get into some of these questions.
That was one of the questions.
Oh, that was one of the questions.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
How you doing with the move? We moved, but we still live in LA. We're just doing Nashville as home base and then LA as well. So we're going back and forth. So
I'm excited that we moved from the studio to the main house.
We're currently, if you're watching us on YouTube, we are currently in our back studio. which is now my music studio and our podcast studio. And
but you can see this room. This was our whole room. This was our bedroom, our living room.
Yeah.
Like it we didn't know how long we were going to be living in this studio. So we were trying to like make it as comfy and homey as possible. But it was like, ooh, I don't know how long we could do this. And then our tenants moved out of the front house. So then we moved into the front house.
Yeah, so now we have our own digs over here, which is cool. Like, look, I can be in Nashville for, I'm realizing a month and a half is like my limit, and then I got to get back to the West Coast because I'm more of a big city vibe kind of guy, and Nashville's cool. It's just not my vibe. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I'm a California girl, born and raised. Nashville is beautiful, though. It's like all the trees, all the nature, like so beautiful. All the birds that I hear every morning, like it's just, I love it. I love it a lot. But I'm a California girl, so
it's either Cali or New York for me. Like those are like, it's just about the vibe. Like those places inspire me to do and be more. Whereas Nashville, I get a lot of work done because of the people, my homies that are here. So I'm always shooting videos and I'm always working on music because this is where most of the writers are. But as far as
Nashville has like a settle down vibe.
Yeah, it's a different. Whereas LA, it's just hustlers. And New York, same thing.
I think I like New York and LA is totally different vibes. I think every city has its own heartbeat, that it has its own energy that permeates, and as soon as you touch down, if you're sensitive to energy or the spirit, you feel it and you know it. And so when you touch down in New York, it's like, it's like you embody this different side of you when you get to New York. And same thing, when you get to Nashville, you embody a more low-key, like, let's mosey on type attitude. And when you get to LA, it's like traffic and go and like a little more hectic. But then you get to the beach and like it's a whole different vibe, every city has its own heartbeat and vibe. And I feel like I love New York. I love LA because I get to drive my own car. I do like driving my own car. In New York, you don't get to drive, you know?
Yeah, but who cares? I get to walk and take the subway and ride my bike.
Do you follow the account on Instagram, Subway People, or?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. It's disgusting.
No, I'm good.
Oh my God. But it'll be like the most random things. It'll be like a guy riding his motorcycle onto the subway and they're like, yeah, subways and subway people or whatever. Or then it's like these rats like fighting, and then it's just
on the
nasty.
subway. I've been riding the subway for the last
Oh my God.
10 years.
You need to follow this account.
To...
Let me tell everybody since I'm talking about it. Let me get the right account. It's called...
And you're following it?
Oh my God. Subway Creatures. It's called Subway Creatures. And there's full on like this guy's just like not him, but like humping the subway poles.
Oh, that's weird.
Random masks. Just weird, strange people. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting.
I mean, I've
stuff.
seen
a
some
guy
weird
wearing
stuff.
a TV.
Is that only in New York?
No, they do the Tube. And over in London, they do. And then there's like nasty things. Like there'll be like people full on like doing the fellatios on the subway.
You're funny doing the fellatios.
Yeah, they got all kinds of nasties on there.
Anyways, so the movie's fine. We're good. I've been here since 2006, so it's not really anything different. But I go home to LA today, so. Balance in relationship was another question. How do you keep... balance in your relationship? And for this, obviously for me, it's communication. You need to know what needs balancing. So, this is what I do. This is my routine. I'll wake up in the morning. I usually get up way earlier.
In the morning and I step outside.
And I take a deep breath and I get real high. I wake up in the morning and I'll go do my workout. I'll read my Bible. I'll wash my car. I'll listen to a podcast or an audio book. Go to the gym. I'll do everything before this one even wakes up. And then I'll get home and then I'll ask her, what's your day look like? And
now you say, hi, queen.
Yeah, I do. I go, hi, Queen.
Well,
And I
either
welcome you to your
I'll
day.
text you and I'll say, "Where are you?" And you're like, "I'm where I always am. I'm at the gym."
Yeah, and
something
then I'll
like
come home and I'll ask her what's your day look like, and what that is saying is, I am willing and I'm open to changing my day around if you want to hang out with me. She'll usually tell me all the stuff that she has. I am not included in that list of things to do. And then I'll go my own way until she's like, okay, I wanna do something, and then we'll go do something. But I kind of I'm low maintenance when it comes to needing time and attention, because I understand she's super busy. So I'll always let her know at the beginning of the day that I'm willing to change my day around to hang out with her. But if she's busy, it's okay. I'm pretty self-sustaining. I can find stuff to do. And there will be occasional times where I'll say, hey, we haven't gone on a date or we haven't hung out in a while, just letting you know. And that's usually the sign to let her know it's time to refocus and rebalance. And it doesn't happen to me anymore. It happened at the beginning of our relationship when I was touring nonstop and I didn't come home. I was just gone for like 6 months. But since then, I don't really stay out too long.
Yeah. So balance to me is one. I remember when we got married on my wedding day, one of my cousins came up to me and she gave me a prophetic word over my life. And she was like, balance. I just see you on a surfboard in the ocean balancing. And balance is what you'll need for your marriage. And what that looks like changes all the time because our lives change all the time. And so when we first got married, touring was a big thing that we had to learn about balance with Manny. He used to go back-to-back bus tours, and now he had a wife at home, so now he needed to plan to come home and stuff like that. And for me, balance, I'll be on the road, when he stopped touring and I would go on the road, and I was doing 8 sold out shows, did press at 6 a.m. and did meet and greets after every show, and then got on a flight home. And then I wouldn't have any energy left for Manny to do a date, to do even hang out, watch a movie. I'm tired. So I was not balancing that well. But you don't know you're not balancing it until you're not balancing it, you know? So to me, balance shifts and changes as our lives shift and change, and we have to refocus, recheck in, and check in with yourself, check in with your partner, and making how Manny would do, hey, we haven't gone on a date in a while. Those are good check-in tools to help you realize oh, okay, where has my focus been? Where has my time been? And how long have I been on my phone? How long have I been working or whatever it is? And constantly check in with your partner, check in with yourself. Balance is very important, from where you put your time, your energy, your focus, and all of that.
I think that's with everything in your life, though. It's like this balancing act, and it takes an insane amount of selflessness and self-awareness, because you have to be willing to accept the times where you may be out of balance and someone calls you on it, and then you readjust. Don't take it as an attack. Don't take it as oh, they're trying to make you feel bad about that's one thing that I never did. And the reason I approach her the way I do is because I'm super grateful for her talent, for her work, for what she does, for the dreams that she's chasing. And I never want to be that spouse that hinders that makes her feel oh, I can't go do this, or I can't work hard because my husband's going to get upset. I do subtle, light check-ins, and I chase my dream as well. So it's not I'm not doing anything, but I don't ever want to hinder the things that I love about her. I just want her to know I'm here, and to remember that this deserves time too, but I'll never do it in a manipulative way or try to make her feel bad for it. I'll just be hey, we haven't hung out in about a month, just letting you know. And I'm genuinely not mad. But I do that because I know in these careers that we both have, and probably a lot of people that's listening, you know, if you're chasing something hard, you go for it, and you can easily lose sight of certain things like the kids or your husband or your wife or whatever. So
also, there's some of you listening that your balance is you need to balance more self-time for you. And maybe you give so much of yourself to your friends, to your family, and you forget about yourself. You need to have balance in that as well, and make sure you prioritize yourself. Give yourself a day to do what you love, that makes you happy, that fills up your cup. You have to balance that as well. If you're the type of person that's constantly giving of yourself, your time, your energy, sure, I can do that for you. Yeah, I can help you with that. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll come support you at your event. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll do that. Make sure you're balancing your yeses and your nos. Sometimes you gotta say no to people. Sometimes you gotta be like, oh, I actually can't do that. And it doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean they're gonna be mad at you. It just means you're balancing yourself. You have balance in your life, and balance is healthy.
yeah, I love that. Well said, my queen.
Thanks, lover.
We love you guys. We pray that you balance these episodes with time and make room for them.
Yes.
We hope that they are bringing some type of value to your life. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for listening. We hope you continue to support. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/NATRT to support in that way. We love you so much.